Hello students, welcome to course orientation part 3. This is Dr. Mercado speaking, and in this particular lecture we are going to be covering SIMnet. Okay, by now you should have listened to course orientation part 1, which dealt with the general overview about both a little bit of information about myself and the expectations for the course. The second part dealt with Blackboard. We became familiar with the Blackboard layout, where to locate specific things, all of that good stuff. Now the third part is specific to the system that we're going to be using in the class. Now I use two systems. One is Cengage and the other one is SIMnet. Almost all of my classes use Cengage. The only course that uses SIMnet is this course, which is Accounting 1413, Computerized Accounting Applications. This is the only class that I'm teaching in the fall that uses SIMnet. So I have two separate videos, one for Cengage, which applies to my other courses, and then one for SIMnet, which applies to my Accounting 1413 class. Okay. So in this particular lecture, I am going to explain what it is, how to use it, how to access it, all of that wonderful good stuff. Okay. So let me go ahead and let me exit here and let me go into Blackboard. Okay, because that is where we're going to be locating the information. Okay. So we're going to log in into Blackboard. You're going to go ahead and locate your fall 2023. You should see a listing of all of the classes that you are taking. This is a listing of all of the classes that I am teaching. Okay, so this is my schedule. Okay, you're going to locate my class, which is Accounting 1413, Computerized Accounting Applications, and then it's going to pop up for you. Okay, now the layout of Blackboard has already been explained in the second orientation video. If you are not familiar, please go back and rewatch that video. In this video, I'm going to be mostly focused on SIMnet. Now, before I jump into SIMnet, I do want to do a quick overview of your syllabus for this specific class. Okay. This course is titled Computerized Accounting Applications. Okay. I do want to clarify that you will not be learning accounting per se in this class. This course is more about learning and preparing you to learn Excel. That way, when you take other classes and you are required to use Excel, you are already very familiar with it. Okay, so in the other classes we don't teach Excel, we teach accounting. In this class I will not be teaching accounting, rather I will be teaching Excel, which is the complete opposite. Okay, so the title can be a little bit misleading, but I did want to clarify that for you. So what are we going to be learning in this class? Okay, in this class, we're going to study the use of the computer to develop and maintain accounting records and to process common business applications for managerial decision making. We are going to have a whole bunch of projects. We're going to prepare financial statements, amortization schedules, calculate interest, notes, do a whole bunch of sales data, calculate commissions. A variety of projects are going to be worked on dealing with both accounting and just general business related managerial decision information. So Excel helps us put the information in a fashion that is easy for us to understand, for us to analyze, for us to interpret. That way we can make decisions. Okay, so we can break down the information maybe by sector, by region, by product, a whole bunch of information. We can create macros to, help us do specific tasks that we do over and over. We can create a macro and have it do it for us. We can do pivot tables. A whole bunch of formulas can be incorporated into our Excel spreadsheets. So there's just a lot of information, and that is the focus of the course. Not learning accounting, debits and credits. That is taught elsewhere. Okay, so if you're teaching or if you are majoring in accounting, you're going to probably take Accounting 1303, Introduction to Accounting, Financial Accounting, Managerial Accounting, Payroll. All of those courses are aimed at teaching specific accounting tasks. This class is specifically here so we can learn how to use spreadsheets for accounting and management applications. So we're going to use spreadsheets. That is the goal here, so we can be able to formulate this information that we need for decision making. And we're going to complete a comprehensive project. We're going to complete a lot of projects. My course is project based. Okay, you will not learn Excel by me talking for hours and hours. That's not how it works. We learn Excel by using it, by applying it, by practicing it. Okay, so make sure that you get that practice in. That way you are able to succeed in the course. Now for this class, we are going to be using Microsoft Excel 365 in practice, the 2021 edition. Make sure that you have the correct edition. Okay, last semester I used the 2019 edition, but I have transitioned over to 2021 because there were some glitches on the system with integration. So I went with the newest version that we have, which is the 2021 edition. Okay. You are going to be needing access to SIMnet to complete all of your assignments, and I'll show you how to get access to that. You're going to need Microsoft Office 365. This is the downloadable version, the desktop version. You cannot utilize the cloud version. It has to be the desktop version. Okay, that is very important. You can, it's important that you have a flash drive or a place where to save. You can save it in the cloud, wherever you want to save your information, but just make sure that you save it somewhere. Okay, and then of course speakers and headsets, that way you can listen to some of these lectures. Okay, so these are some SIMnet system requirements that you have to comply with. You have to have high-speed internet. These are the browsers that are compatible. All of this good stuff. Make sure that you read over it. Make sure that your pop-up blocker is disabled. That way, when you click the link in Blackboard, it can take you over to SIMnet. So this is super important. The pop-up blocker must be disabled. Okay. So how am I going to do the grading in the class? Okay. There's different assignments. Okay. We have the SimBook chapter assignments. Okay. Now the chapter assignments is basically the reading. Now it's not just reading and you get the points. No, that's not how it works. Okay, how it works is you read, and then within the textbook there's like videos and tutorials that explain for you to do or learn specific skills. You must complete those skills to be able to get the 15% or the 150 points. Okay, so it's a very interactive ebook. Okay, you have to complete the task within the readings to earn the points. Once you complete the reading, you have a guided project. Okay, your guided projects, basically they hold your hand and they tell you step by step what is it that you need to do so you can practice. And then you have independent projects. In those independent projects, whatever was learned in the chapter, now you're going to apply it on your own. Okay, now you have to figure things out. Nobody's going to tell you what to click. You have to figure out, where do I need to go? What do I need to do? They're independent projects covering the skills learned in the chapter. And then there's advanced projects. Those are worth 20%. And it's basically the same thing that has been learned at a little more advanced level. Okay? So all of those guided projects, independent projects, and advanced projects, you are going to be tasked with a specific simulation. You're going to be given a scenario and you have to complete specific tests to arrive at an end project. Okay, you'll have chapter quizzes. Those are multiple choice, fill in the blank questions dealing with general terminology about the project. And you're going to have exams. Now the exams are basically projects. They're cumulative projects, so you cover maybe 3 chapters, and then there's a capstone project that covers those 3 chapters. That will be your test. Okay, now for projects, for tests, you are going to have access to your ebook. They're open book, open notes. Okay, you get to use that. You go back and review the specific sections you're struggling with. It's not difficult. It is time consuming, but not difficult. So it's just a matter of how much time you invest in the course. Okay, assignments are due on the specific dates. Now, I've had students, Miss, can you reopen an assignment because, I missed it or whatever. To avoid me having to go in there and make so many modifications, I am allowing students to submit their work late with a 20% late penalty. I do not want you submitting your assignments late. Okay, but if something pops up and you can't meet the deadline, just know that instead of you being able to earn 100, now if you get a perfect score, you're only going to get an 80 because you submitted it late. Okay, so I do have that option open to everybody, but my recommendation is that you always keep up with your deadlines and you meet your deadlines. That way you earn the most points possible. Okay, If you have any type of an emergency that will prevent you from completing your assignments, you're in the hospital, you have a sick child, or whatever the case might be, please let me know immediately. That way I can work with you one-on-one. Okay? Please make sure that you log into Blackboard daily. That way you are kept up to date with any important information. Okay? So I'm going to scroll down to the syllabus. You all can read this. There's important information of what is SIMnet. And it's basically just an online homework and learning management platform system by McGraw-Hill. Okay, and this is where we're going to be completing all of our assignments inside SIMnet. Okay, SIMnet is a separate learning management system outside of Blackboard, but the only way to access SIMnet is through Blackboard. So I've already created all of the links in Blackboard. You click the link in Blackboard and it will take you to where you need to go into SIMnet. Okay. So there's just a lot of information here about SIMnet. Please read over it. Students can purchase on the textbook information. You can purchase the physical book or just the online version. It doesn't really matter. The ebook works wonders and you're going to be needing it. But there are some students that prefer a printed copy. You can purchase a printed copy too. Just make sure that you also need access to it online for your SIMnet access. Okay. So students can purchase the access from McGraw-Hill directly or from your bookstore. Just make sure that if you are buying from the bookstore, you are buying the correct edition. Okay. So all assignments are scheduled. Usually they're open Monday and they close Sunday. Please keep up with your deadlines. If for whatever reason you submit your assignments late, there is a 20% late submission penalty to the grade that you earn. Okay. You do get 14 days free, so there is no excuses for you not to begin working on your assignments from day one. So please make sure that you, as soon as you begin the semester, you create your account with SIMnet, and that way you begin working on your assignments. Okay. If you ever have any issues with SIMnet, you can log in to SIMnet. It's asking you for a code or it's giving you some kind of an error message. Don't call me. I don't work for SIMnet, okay? If it's an issue with SIMnet, you're getting some kind of an error message, you need to contact them directly, okay? This is the website, their phone number, and their availability, what they're open, okay? So they're open Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. Okay, and the hours are listed here, and the phone number is listed here. So they've got online help, chat, email, phone call. Get a hold of them if you are having issues with SIMnet. Now, if you have an issue with SIMnet, it is your responsibility to get it resolved. I don't want to hear it, Miss, I missed the deadline because my account was not working. Well, did you call SIMnet? Okay, did you call McGraw-Hill and try to figure it out? Well, no. Well, then that's on you. You're late. You're late. You need to be responsible. And if you are having issues with the software, with the system, you need to contact them and get it up and running again. Okay. So the core structure, we're going to have the SimBook chapter exercises. Within the, that's where you're going to be doing the reading. Okay. So you're going to be reading, and within the reading, you have 3 types of interactive activities. We have the show me, the guide me, and the let me try it. Okay. So you have to complete all of them to earn the points. You have to complete the show me. The system's going to show you how to do it, and then it's going to guide you how to do it, and then it's going to let you try it on your own. So you have to complete all those 3 to be able to earn your SimBook chapter exercise points. Okay, the guided projects, they basically just provide you a step-by-step instructions on how to apply the different Excel skills learned. Okay, the independent projects provide students further opportunities to practice and apply the skills, instructing students what to do but not how to do it. So you have to do this, but you need to figure out how to do it. Okay. And then the advanced projects, these are projects that provide students with another opportunity to apply their knowledge and skills in an advanced context with limited instructional assistance. Now, for all of these projects, they are not timed. You can take as long as you want doing them, and when you are ready, just upload them for grading. Okay? So all of these are projects that need to be completed online, and then you have your chapter quizzes. These are 10 questions, and they have a combination of multiple choice, fill in the blank questions, or they can include like a short simulation of how to complete a specific task. Now the quizzes are timed. You have 30 minutes to complete your quizzes. Okay, that is the only thing that is timed, your quizzes. Okay, everything else, your projects, you can take as long as you want doing it. Okay. And then you're going to have 3 exams. The first one is going to deal over chapters 1 through 4, the second one 5 to 7, and then the third one chapters 8 through 11. Okay, and these are cumulative for those specific chapters that are being covered. Okay, now these are exams where you're going to have to apply and complete a project. They're not multiple choice fill in the blank questions. No, they're not. They're projects. Okay, so you are going to have to apply everything that was learned through the different chapters to complete a grand project per se. Okay, now you are going to have 2 attempts to complete your guided projects, your independent projects, your advanced projects, your chapter quizzes, and your capstone projects. Okay, why do I give you 2 tries? Because if you don't do well on the first one, you can use the second attempt to try to earn more points. I will always keep the highest grade earned. So if you do try number 1 and you get a 70, you do try number 2, you get a 90, you keep the 90. If you, let's say for example, you do try number 1, you get an 85, you do try number 2, you get a 50, I will keep the 85. I will always keep the highest grade. But like I stated earlier, Excel, you learn it by doing it. Okay? So the more you practice, the better you are going to get at it. So my recommendation is that you practice, practice, practice. Okay? So these are just some information. Make sure that you read over this. I am not going to read over the all of the information. Just make sure that when you are working on your projects, you read the information carefully. Okay? Read the instructions, because the system automatically grades your projects and it knows exactly what you did. It has some kind of logarithm or algorithmic thing that goes on, and it grades, and it can trace back all of the movement that you did, the buttons that you selected, all of this good stuff, and then it'll give you feedback. Okay, so always make sure that you start with the file provided, that you use the correct version of the Microsoft Office software, you save your work, and all of that good stuff. Okay, so make sure that you read over all of this information. At the end of your syllabus, you are going to have the layout of what we're going to be working on every week. It is here. I do not want to hear excuses. Miss, I did not know that this was due. I will post announcements every Monday reminding students of what needs to happen for that specific week. So announcements are posted, and it is also on your syllabus. So it is your responsibility as a student to make sure that you keep up with this, print your syllabus, and make sure that you mark off all of the assignments as you complete them. The assignments are open from Monday through Sunday. Okay, so make sure that you have 7 full days to work on your assignments, and everything is outlined on your syllabus, including holidays. Okay, so during the fall semester, we do have Thanksgiving holiday. That is our longest break that we have per se. And for that particular week, I did take the holiday into consideration, and I'm only giving you 2 short projects for that week, because we will be closed Thursday through Sunday, and I don't want you stressing over the Thanksgiving holiday. So I broke up chapter 10 into 2 weeks, because we are having a pretty big break on week number 13. So I did take that into consideration. Okay, so make sure that you review your syllabus. Everything is outlined in your syllabus, and we work on a 1,000 point scale system. This is the breakout by week, by type of assignment, what we're going to be doing every week, and the number of points that you can earn every week. Okay, so I hope this helps you out in figuring out, what is it that I need to do. Okay, now I know students are accustomed. If you have taken me before, I do record lectures in the other classes that I teach that are accounting specific courses, because I am teaching you how to complete specific accounting tasks, and Cengage does not offer the necessary resources for some of those projects. Okay, now that is completely different for SIMnet. SIMnet has an awesome ebook that is, how can I say it? It basically provides you with all of the resources that you need to learn the specific skills. So there is no need for me to record videos because SIMnet already did all of the work for you. Okay, so I will not have videos, supplemental videos. It is your responsibility to read the ebook, learn the different skills within that chapter, apply them, learn them, and then practice them. If you get stuck, you're working on a project and you get stuck on a specific skill that you need extra help on, then I will jump in, okay? And I'll provide you that guidance, but you should not, I will not be providing any additional videos or resources as SIMnet provides that for you, and it allows you. They're resources that are adaptive to you, so that way you can be able to follow along, read, and then apply. It teaches you how to do it, it guides you on how to complete them, and then it lets you try it on your own. So you've got the works there in the system. Okay, so now that I've gone briefly over the syllabus, how are we going to access the course material for SIMnet? Okay, now before I jump there, I do have a folder here. It's called SIMnet Important Information. If you open it up, I have a whole bunch of links. So I've got links to videos on your first day of class, how to register, the reading assignments, the projects, the quizzes, all of this stuff. Okay, I'm not going to go over all of this. If not, this video would be maybe 3-4 hours long. Okay, but just know that the information is here. You simply click on the link and just make sure that your pop-up blockers are disabled. Okay, and then it'll redirect you, and then you have a video here. And then you can watch the videos. Okay, you can watch the video. You've got tech support, all of this stuff. So you see, you just click here and the video will open. Okay, and you can watch the video as many times. Okay, so you've got the videos here. You can watch them as many times as you like. They are there for the prolongation of the term. Okay, so you've got different videos of how to complete quizzes, projects, your reading assignments, all of the works is there. Okay, so I've shown you how to, I've included all of that information. How to do the SIMnet and student integration. You've got resources. That way, if you need additional help on how to integrate the course, you just follow along and instructions are provided. Okay, so all of that information is there and it's available to all of my students. Okay, so once you are done reviewing all of this wonderful information that I have provided, you are ready to begin working on your assignments. Okay, now week 1, it's going to be an introductory chapter. It's just going to give you a little bit of overview about Windows, Office, and file management. Not so much Excel. Okay, we begin learning Excel in chapter 2. Okay, so I am going to show you how the assignments look from my end or from your end, but I'm going to be using the instructor view right now. Okay, so basically what you're going to do, and let me transition to the student view. Okay, I'm going to be working on module 2, week 2, because that is where we actually began working on assignments. For chapter 1, the only assignments that you have are reading the chapter and then doing a multiple choice quiz. Okay, you don't have any projects on week 1. So I am jumping to week 2, which that is where we actually begin working on actual projects and assignments. Okay, so once you open your module, you're going to have an overview of the core of this particular week, what we're going to be learning. Okay, so you have a chapter overview, what we're going to learn in the chapter. I provide you an overview of the different projects that we're going to be working on. I've got PowerPoint presentations. Okay, so you've got PowerPoints for chapter 1 and then an overview of the assignments that need to be completed and the due dates. Okay, so all of that is available to you. Once you go over all of that information, then you are getting ready to begin the assignments. Okay, the first thing we have is reading. Okay, you're going to go to your sim book You're going to launch it. Okay, just click on the link and it'll take you out of Blackboard and it's going to take you into SIMnet. Okay. Now, of course, I'm recording this lecture before the semester starts. I do have faculty access. Okay. But I went in there and I logged in as a student, and this is what something like this should populate. Okay. How am I going to buy the product? Okay. So you can pay for the access online with your debit or credit card or using PayPal. You click this button, buy online, and then you follow the prompts. Okay. If you purchase your access code at the bookstore, which is basically just a piece of paper with a whole bunch of numbers, then you enter that registration code right there and you add your code. Okay. If you don't have money right now, which is the case for most of us, or maybe your financial aid hasn't kicked in, you're going to use the courtesy access. Okay, so you're going to click there. Let me see what happens. Okay, so here we have, and of course I'm enrolled in 2 classes because I am an instructor, but we're going to look for your fall 2023 class. Okay, and I'm going to activate my 14-day courtesy access. Okay, you're going to activate it. You have 2 weeks. You are going to be asked to enter your email information, and you're going to be prompted with reminders to pay for your access. Once the 2 weeks are over, you will no longer have access. You have to purchase it to continue using it. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to activate it. Okay, and then I can go into my class. After this, if you log out of here and then go back into Blackboard and click the link, it would automatically take you to the assignment. Okay, now because the course hasn't started yet, I am going to show you on my end how the assignments look. Okay, but if it were you, once you are done, enabling your free trial period, then you can simply just go to the course and begin working on your assignments. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you how the assignments look on my end. Okay, let me show you. Let me exit the student view and let me log in as an instructor so you can go ahead and see what I am talking about. Okay, let me go in there to the assignments. Okay, so this is just me logging in as an instructor, and I'm going to show you how this looks. Okay, and I'm going to log in as a SIMnet student. That way you can see from a student's perspective how this looks. Okay. Oh, and I forgot, it has to be the second one. Let me see, module 2. Okay, let's look at the project. Okay, let me see if that's available. So you'll basically have the assignments opened up. Let me see, select another class, and I'm going to select this one, fall. Okay, so once the course goes live, you're going to see little items like this. These are your assignments. Okay, so regardless of which one you're going to have for week number 2, 5 of them. Okay, I just opened a couple of them for you ahead of time. That way you could see what they look on your end. Okay, but let's look at the independent project. Okay, when you click on it, this is going to populate. It's an actual assignment. Okay, and all of them basically look the same. You've got 3 tabs. The first one is download. Okay, you have to download the start file. Okay, and you're gonna have to save it. Okay, the file gets downloaded and save it somewhere on your computer. Okay. Okay, so this is the file that we're gonna be working on. You're gonna go ahead and you're gonna save the information. Okay. And then it says you're gonna follow these instructions. Once you save the file, this is independent project. If you're using a Windows or a Mac, you select the option here, what you're using, and then you have to follow these instructions down here. Okay, these are the skills that are going to be learned in this project, and these are the steps to complete the project. Okay, and it gives you kind of like check my works and stuff like that. So all of these are the steps that you're going to be doing on your file. Okay, so make sure that you save your work as you're completing the information. That way you save your file. Okay, once you're done with all of the steps, make sure that you read them carefully and you do them in chronological order. You have to follow step by step. Okay, once you do it, you save your work, and then you go over here to upload my file. Okay, you upload your updated file once it's been completed, and once you're done, once you upload the file, then you grade the file and you will automatically be issued a grade. Okay, so you download the file, you save it, you complete the work, all of the tasks that need to be completed here. Okay, you save your work, you upload the new file, and then you submit it for grading. Okay, so all that's basically how it's gonna run. It gives you step by step. Open your workbook, rename your file, edit certain information, all of that good stuff. Okay. Um, so it's just basically a matter of applying what was learned in the chapter to do this one. Now, this is an independent project. It's telling you step by step how to complete it. Okay. Now let's go to, let me see, fall. Let me go to another project. Let me see what's available. I didn't make everything available because it was just to demonstrate you. I'm going to demonstrate one more thing, just so you can become familiar with it. Okay, so it's just a matter of, okay, that was the guided project. Now let's look at an advanced project. Okay, for the advanced project, you also have the start file. You click on it, you save it. Okay, and then you work on the project. Okay, these are the skills that are going to be covered in the project, and these are the steps that you need to complete. Okay, so you see here, in this project, students are going to complete an income statement for Boyd Logistics. Okay, so you're going to be completing an income statement using the data provided. Okay, so all of the information is provided, and then this is kind of like what the income statement should look like. And you save your work. Once you save your work, you upload your file, and then it will grade it. And you will get detailed feedback about your grading. And the feedback can be, you put the information in the incorrect cell. Okay, you reference the cell incorrectly. It's very meticulous on the grading. So make sure that you follow specific. If it tells you a specific cell, you use those specific cells. Okay, you might have done it right, but you are referencing the wrong cells. It will be marked incorrect. Okay, so a lot of this is not just doing tasks, but doing it correctly and learning how to follow instructions. Now, some of these projects are both compatible for for Windows and for Macs. There are some projects they will not be compatible with the Mac computer. Okay, now the feedback that I got from my Mac users last semester was it's different. The Excel in Mac is different than the Excel in Windows, and the system was having some issues grading the assignments. It was marking them incorrect. It was missing specific steps. I had a student that she had a Mac computer at home. She did not do very well in chapters 2 and 3. I recommended that she use a Windows computer, so she started going to a public library and working on the assignments there. And as soon as she started using the Windows computer, she's like, Miss, now everything makes sense. Mac is very different than Windows. So she started getting excellent grades when she started using Windows. Okay, I have never in my life used a Mac computer. Okay, I am 100% Windows user. Okay, so I really cannot give you much feedback about Mac computers because I have never used them in my life. But just know that in future chapters, let me see which ones. Let me see. In chapters 10 And chapter 8, there's certain chapters that it's Windows only. So just be on the lookout for those chapters that are not going to allow you to use a Mac computer. If you have access to a Windows computer, whether it be you can come to a campus or a public library, or someone, a friend or a family member has a Windows computer, I would go that route instead of using a Mac computer, because like I've stated, my students in the past that have used Macs have had some form of issue. But if you do have issues and you do want to continue using it, please make sure that you contact SIMnet support, because they're the ones that can actually, make any changes to the grade based on how the system graded your work, because they didn't integrate well. Okay. So, but if possible, it is highly recommended. I recommend that you use a Windows computer. Okay. I just want to remind or inform you of that, because that is something where a lot of my Mac users have issues with at the beginning. Okay. So, like I said, for the assignments, you have a file, you follow the steps, you upload the completed file, make sure that you save your work, and then you submit for grading, and then you'll get feedback. You didn't do very well, try it again. Okay. You do it again, and you keep the highest grade. Okay. Now I do want to show you, but let me go in there and make a change so that way you can see the ebook. Okay, that one's not available, but let me make it available for you. The sim book. Let me do that real quick. That way you can see how the book looks on your end. Let me make a change to it. Okay, let me make it available from today, which we are the August the 16th. Okay. And then I'm going to save it. Okay, I'll go back and make those changes later to, okay, so the sim book is up here. Okay, so how does the sim book, so the projects, like I said, we're going to have the guided, the independent, and the advanced. Guided, independent, and advanced, and they all work the same. You have a file, you download it, you follow the steps, you save your work, you upload it, and you grade. Very simple. Now the sim book looks a little bit different. Okay, so you're going to open your sim book. Okay, it's 27 pages long for this specific chapter. Okay, and you're going to begin reading. Okay, if you don't want to read, you can click the button and it'll read to you. Okay, you can print a couple of pages, make them bigger, search for things, all of that good stuff. You can navigate the book. Okay, but you're going to go ahead and you're going to read all of the information, and when you're ready, you can move on to the next page. Okay, so you're going to learn here how to create a new workbook, You're going to read, do all of this wonderful stuff. Okay, how to save a workbook. Okay, so right now all you're doing is reading, and learning wonderful information. Okay, and now you get to this part. Okay, so here we're going to learn how to save a workbook with a different file name. So in order for you to earn the points, you have to click the show me, the guide me, and the let me try it. Okay, so the show me is going to actually show you how to do the task. Okay.
To save a workbook with a different name, click the File tab to open the Backstage view.
So as you can see, it's going to guide you step by step on how to do it. Okay. And then as you complete it, these are going to, on the left top corner, they're going to be marking them off. Okay, you've completed the show me, you've completed the guide me, and you've completed the let me try. Okay.
Save as. Click Browse to open the Save As dialog box. Type the name in the file name area. Click Save to save the file and return to the workbook.
Okay, so you see, now it gives you have successfully completed the show me. Okay, so now you've listened to the whole section. Now you can continue. Okay, now you're gonna have to it's gonna guide you. Okay, it's gonna give you information on the top. So it says click the File tab to open the Backstage view. So you're gonna do File, Okay, it marks it correct. Then you do next. Okay, click save as. So you're going to just follow the prompts and you got it correct. Okay, click browse. Okay, so we're going to click browse and then you did it correct. Now, I don't want you just clicking buttons and not understanding what you're doing. Pay attention to what you're doing because you're going to have, this is something that you need to learn. If you need to save a workbook, how do I save it? Oh, I need to do file, save as, do this, do that. Don't just click buttons and not comprehend what you're doing, okay? And then you're going to type the information, PPE 1-1, okay? And press enter, okay? And then do next, okay? And then click save. Voila, I am done with the second part. You have successfully completed the guide me, okay? So you see here I've got 2 check marks done. And then do continue. Now, on the third one, they're not going to give you any instructions. You have to do it. They're telling you to save a copy of the file to the document folder with the name PPE1. So I know I need to do file, save as, browse. Here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put PPE1-1, enter, correct, continue. Okay? So I went ahead and I did the third one correctly and I'm done. I'm done with that. Okay? So I can move on to the next one. Okay? So I can just exit and then I continue reading. Okay? I'm going to continue reading until I find the next box right here. And I'm going to do the same thing. So why do I not need videos from Dr. Mercado? Because everything is included. You read and then you practice. Show me, guide me, let me try it. Okay? This is a very independent course. Okay? You do it at your own pace. You follow the instructions. You read, you learn the skills, and then you apply it within the ebook, the sim book assignments, and then your different projects. And how are you going to learn once again? By practicing. Practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the better you're going to get at it. Okay? So let me close this out for you. So how are we going to access the assignments? All you have to do is click on the link. And that will take you to the SIMnet assignments. The first time that you log in, you will be asked to create an account. Make sure that you write down your information, your username and your password. Make sure that you put an email that is active, that you continuously check, because if any correspondence is provided, it's going to be to that email that you provide. Okay? Only one time you need to do the setup process. After that, you simply come into the weekly module that you're working on, and then you just click on the little link to the different assignments. Okay? The first one will be the reading first, and then you have the guided projects, the independent projects, the advanced projects, and then your quiz. Okay? So make sure that you complete all of that in those sequential order. You have 2 tries. I keep the highest grade earned. If you have questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me. My contact information is provided in the syllabus. I've got office hours Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Send me an email, a Blackboard message, a Pronto message, whatever works best for you. Okay, but it is important that you communicate with me. It is important to meet deadlines. Make sure that you meet your deadlines. That way you don't get penalized at 20%. Okay, and practice, practice, practice. Okay, that is how you're gonna learn it. And as you're doing these projects, pay attention to what is it that you're doing. Okay, I'm creating an income statement. What is an income statement? What am I learning from this? Okay, I'm creating an amortization schedule. How does this serve? What purpose does this serve? Oh, wow, I get to do this and I can be able to calculate interest and principal and all of this good stuff, okay? So pay attention to the content, okay? So I hope that you learn a lot. I hope that you learn how to utilize Excel. That way when you take your other courses, you are very familiar with using Excel and its application to the business environment, and it just becomes easier. Anywhere that you work at, you will be using Excel. So it's important that we master the skills needed to make our jobs easier, to increase our efficiency, to do reports, to analyze information, to gather data. It's just marvelous, okay? So, this is the class. Follow instructions, read over all of the information, create your SIMnet account, and let's get started. And if you have questions or concerns, I am here to assist you in anything and any way that I can. Okay? I wish you all a wonderful fall 2023 semester, and until next time, have a wonderful day.